Okay, so I saw this when it came out, the Primaris Chaplain, and it literally looks so much like Reaper from Overwatch that I wanted to make one. So I actually got two of them, and we're going to have to do some modifications, because I have to basically add the extra gun to the other hand, and then I'm going to do some modifications on parts. So I'm going to just clip out the extra one here really quick, so that I have that on hand. There we go. Fortunately, in doing this, we're not going to lose this arm. So you're still going to have two complete chaplains, but you're going to have to put a different kind of weapon arm, or a weapon, onto this one. So I'm going to just start with that, because that's the easiest thing to do, I guess. It's going to be a little tricky, because we want to preserve the hand. So you're going to have to go, like, all the way down with your X-Acto. Actually, I need to make sure I've got a sharper one, so I will be right back. So I got my sharper hobby knife, so that'll help. You need a good sharp one. Just be careful, because you have to go all the way through the plastic. So you're going to want to go as close as you can to the hand. Let me get in a little bit closer here. Yeah, there you go. As close as you can to the hand. But make sure you got on a surface like a cutting mat, because you'll go all the way through this. But be careful too, because you can break the actual blade. There we go. And actually cut further, like beyond his finger towards the gun. So we'll look a little odd because the trigger is actually between his fingers. So it may look a little bit odd, but this way you're preserving that hand. And the gun won't be... the hardest part is not losing this hand. It's having to deal with not having the right hand pose on this arm. Then you'd have to green stuff and... There we go. Okay, so I found that it's easier if you go inside here and then go cut towards the front of the gun. There we go. Just like that. Okay, so now we got two guns ready to go, but I still have to cut the Crozius off. So I'm going to do the same thing. This should be easier. Just follow the line of the hand so you don't cut the hand. There we go. And you may have a little cleanup at the top, where you just have to file a little of this off. Because you want it nice and flat so we can fit the gun. And you might have to work with the gun as well to make it fit properly. But I don't want to worry about the chain, like the actual prayer beads on the end. Those are totally fine. I will leave those and go like this. So you want to get around here with the Crozius. Worst case, it's shorter. So go like this. Try to avoid those prayer beads. There we go. There. So now the Crozius is just a little shorter. We can totally use that later on another mini. If you want to do it to a different chaplain, you totally could. Now this part, I'm actually going to use my clippers. Again, get around the prayer beads. We still want those. I think they look good, that's why I'm leaving them. There we go. Because basically we need to see just a little bit at the end, like the butt of a gun. I don't know if you can see that. And then that way it actually looks realistic when we go like that. So I'm going to switch the zoom here so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So we need this to be snug for this other hand. So I'm going to make sure this is nice and trim. There we go. Plastic glue will work, but it won't work perfectly unless it's got something to bond to. And that looks good to me. Just like that. So, fortunately we got plenty of plastic glue, so put a big drop on there. And we'll line that up. Make sure it holds. There we go. Also make sure it's not at a weird angle. It looks like it's just slightly off. Just adjust that so it's straight. There you go, 2 arms. Now I'm going to put them together, and then we got some other modifications to do, and I'll see you in a second. So now we got to make some modifications to the front. Now these are awesome, but I do not want them for this mod, so I'm just going to clip those off. I can use them for something else. They're pretty cool, but I don't want them. And I'm going to put grenades where this holster is, so I don't want that either. But you got to bear in mind, it has to have some depth so it can connect to the last part. Well, to this part, basically. So it has to be able to go like that. So just bear in mind when you're trimming. And so I'm going to go all the way, almost all the way in right here. Most of this is going to be done. It's not going to be a clean cut regardless. So if you wanted to try to get an extra holster, just buy this Primaris upgrade kit. So I'm trying to clear off as much of this as I can, but I think that's about as good as I'm going to do. Now for the rest of it, these are going to be covered in grenades, so I'm not too worried about it. But try to be careful, because like I almost did, I almost got rid of that chain. That chain is actually kind of nice. If you're using a sharp razor, just remember when you're shaving towards yourself, go gently. You're scraping something that doesn't want to be scraped. So it does require a little bit of force, but if you use too much, it'll go straight through and hit you. And you'll cut yourself, so be careful. There. So, to kind of get an idea of where I'm at, I'm going to go grab the Space Marine sprue. It's right here. I'm going to cut off some grenades. I'm going to cut off these grenades. Just going to cut off the whole section. This is from the regular Space Marine squad. It's got some extra grenades on it, which is perfect for this Reaper mod. So I'm just going to cut off that whole sprue of grenades. And then I'm going to cut off these. These are the ones that are closest to the Reaper image. And cut these off so I can see what they'll look like. And it looks like I want them to be kind of right here, maybe starting right there. And so I can kind of fudge this by making them go down instead of over, so that it looks like he's got more. And not only that, but I can cover up a lot of this trimming I did. Because unless I get way down there, it's still going to look weird. And this is the front of him, so you do not want it to look like this. Plus, I got rid of this, which actually probably wasn't the best idea. If I'd left the top part, it would have just looked like another pouch. So when you do yours, you might want to just leave the top flap up here and just cut away the bottom. Which actually, I might do that, but we'll see. So just trim that up, and the same for here. You're going to want to go across this. Just like that, until you don't have this extra bit. You want it nice and smooth. What you can do too is get a hobby file, or a file to use on your nails, because they usually have good grits on them that you can change out, or rotate there in like a cube. Those work out really well too. But I'm going to finish trimming this up and I'll be right back. Okay, I got them put together. You can see it still looks pretty bad here. These actually turned out really great. Taking these off was fine, because it looks like folds in the cloth and stuff. But here, you can see I've got a hole because I scraped so much. And then this looks weird because I didn't leave that pouch, the flap on for the gun. But, fortunately, I have the piece for the purity seal on the end. So I'm going to glue that on, and so the connection points are going to be here, and actually over here. But I end up with this weird end. Fortunately, one of the connection points that I had was too much, so I'm going to go like that. Like, this is supposed to go here, but I'm going to put it at the end so it looks normal. So again, plastic glue. Need plastic glue for this. Put enough there, put some there. And I did have to bend this a little bit to make it work. Because it needs to have contact. Otherwise it won't work. And then I've just got to hold this here for a second. There we go. And then I'm going to take a little bit here as well. I gotta be careful. But there we go. Looks much better. And then of course my grenades. Now I'm going to put these on in advance so I know. Yep, I'm just going to go at an angle here. So I'm going to put some plastic glue right down there. So I'm going to use 2 sets of this. There we go, just like that. Pretty good. Now, I can, fortunately the head is separate, so I'm going to actually put on my guns. So the first gun is right here. I will get to the sculpt of the new head. It looks kind of funny actually. So I would recommend not doing that. We'll get rid of this nub because we're using plastic glue anyway. It's fine. We'll put this one on first because that looks normal. Oh, wrong head. Wrong hand, dang it. I put on the plasma pistol that I made off the other hand before. There we go. There's the right hand. And now I'm going to trim off this. And you're going to need your razor to get it all the way. This is so I can pose it however I want. That still looks weird. I didn't think that that would be the biggest issue here. Yeah, it's just the sheer angle of his hand. Might actually have to mod it even more. He looks good so far, but I might actually have to take the gun off, take off the chain, and just get it up really close to his hand, and then put a new hand on, so I can get it at the right angle. So I'm gonna do a little research, and I'll be right back to see if that works. If you like this, definitely keep it, but I don't see an angle where that looks quite right. Well, that doesn't look so bad. See if I can put his head that angle. I think you can if you take off the nub, which I'm going to do anyway. Nope, still looks derpy. So I'm going to do a little research and I'll come back. Alright, so I did a little research, and it looks like I need an arm like this. So fortunately, that's exactly what I would have gotten, minus some little accoutrements, like the skull and the 3 dots, which I don't care anyway. This is supposed to be Reaper, not a Chaplain. So fortunately, it looks like it's the right angle. I just need to do a little trimming, and that's from a demo Space Marine that you can get at any Games Workshop. You just have to go in and actually demo painting or something. I actually had one on hand, lucky me, that had the arm. But any Primaris looks like it'll do, so. I'm going to trim it right about here. I need some there, but I'm going to trim right about here. Basically, I just need an angle for this shoulder to be on. Yeah, just like that. That's perfect. Cool. So I'm going to trim this off, I think. Because it still has no hand on it. Trim that off. And then I actually need the whole hand from this one. So I'm going to try to trim that as best I can. I'm not worried about the beads anymore. There we go. Looks good to me. Yep, lost my beads, but that's okay. Quite a mod this is turning out to be, in a good way. but a little crazy. Okay. There we go. So trim out this wrist, and then I should be able to just glue this on. Yep. I get my glue out. Alright, let's glue the arm on to make sure the angle is right on the arm, and then I'll glue on the hand. Okay, that's way better. Way, way better. Cool. Look at that. That's much better. Love that. Cool. I'm going to leave that like that. And I'll come back in a minute when I start modding the head. Okay, so we got him close, but I still want to put, like, some shotgun shells and stuff on his chest. So you can see that from the photo over there. I've got my grenade belt, but I still want some shotgun shells. So what I'm going to do is I've got the Deathwatch kit. This one. Just the regular kill team kit. And it, inside, parts 19 through 21, are shells. They go on, like, the front plates of their armor. And I'm totally going to use these. I may be missing those later from the Deathwatch kit. I don't care. I'll put grenades on it. It doesn't really matter. Because, yeah, they have some slots to go in, and I don't care. So, yeah, I'm going to take... I'm trying to decide which ones I want to put on there. I don't know if I want it vertical. No, I don't want it vertical. I want it horizontal. So, I'm going to do 22 and 20. 20 and 22. Here. Careful, they're very small. Just going to set them down there. There we go. Put my Deathwatch kit away. It also has a really good shotgun if you wanted to go a little bigger Reaper. Oh, never mind. There's a gun belt. He needs the gun belt. I think it's for... Never mind, it's for the autocannon. Darn it. It's the rarest cannon in the whole thing. Darn it. But, on the other hand, it does look like the shotguns from the Deathwatch kit are actually pretty good too. So if you wanted to do that, you totally could. It looks like they're just two-handed. But I'm sure doing the same modification I did before with the cutting the hand off and gluing another hand on, that should work out just fine if you wanted to do that. So, I'm going to put these away so that I actually can have space and not lose all my Deathwatch. I'm just lucky I had a kit of these, brand new, downstairs in the basement. Probably from a plan to do Deathwatch and never getting around to it. Okay. So, let's see where these can go. I'm going to want to angle them down. So maybe down like that. Yeah, I don't need the extra tassel on the side, so I'm going to cut that off. There's this little tassel that looks like it goes on the front of something. Let me get rid of that. Same with this side. And this one, I don't know how well it'll attach, so I may have to do super glue instead of plastic, but we'll try the plastic first. Because I do want to get rid of these, not get rid of them, but kind of cover them up. The rib cage, it is kind of Reaper, but it's not Overwatch Reaper. So I don't want to necessarily get rid of it, but I don't necessarily want to accent it either. So I'm probably even going to paint it a gray or something. There we go. Let's do that again. See if I can do it without actually getting plastic glue everywhere. Like I did last time. Oh, dang it. One thing to bear in mind when you use the plastic glue. Do not keep it on your fingers. It won't hurt your fingers, but you'll leave nasty fingerprints on the model if you keep it on your fingers. Here, I'm going to grab some tweezers quick. I got these Citadel ones. They're kind of pricey, but they're a lot finer. Like, the connection is better than some regular tweezers for, like, grooming. So that's why they're great, but I get my discount, so I'm cheating. I'm cheating. I can get cool things cheaper than most people, so why not? Ah, looks good to me. Look at that. There, I'm trying to make sure it's centered before the plastic glue starts drying. I want to make sure it's in the right spot. Alright, so now I've got to figure out the head. I will think on that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got to make a couple modifications to the head. The first one is Reaper does not have any eyes. So I've got a 1/32 inch drill bit inside my pin drill. So I'm just going to go as accurately as I can into these eye sockets. And I'm doing this by hand because if I mess up, then I mess up his eyebrows. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going in as best I can. And it looks like I just mellowed it out, which is perfect. Because I can paint black in there. That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. You don't have to drill like a hole all the way through. You just need a hollow socket. There we go. Awesome. So hollow eyes. And now, I actually do not want the pipes on the side. Because Reaper doesn't have that. I just want to go all the way in here. I'm just going to scrape these off. Carefully. But yeah, I don't want these pipes at all. So I'll do that to both sides, and then I'm going to see where I stand, and I might have to do some other stuff. Alright, for this part I kind of need some prep. So I've already got his eyes. I'm going to kind of try to go off what I have. So I already have his eye sockets. Sorry, mine is not as evil looking, but this is the idea. Alright, and then see with Reaper from the bottom, so I'll do his angled eyes, there we go. He's literally got this bridge of his nose that goes down here, and then he's got this, looks like, yeah, it curves like that. Yep, like that. And then kind of goes like this. And there's like this curve on the outside going like that. It's so weird. And then, of course, he's got his jawline and everything. Sorry, my bad drawing skills. Yep, drawing an angry bird. But it's this weird V and then this thing. So I've got to try to replicate that. And I don't have a lot to work with. So, fortunately, this is a one-off mini. This is for me. I'm never going to make another one. Not too bad. And I have green stuff, and I have plastic glue to kind of round the edges a bit. So, I've got the other part of the purity seal here. I'm basically going to try to carve this exact shape so it can hang from the bottom here. And hopefully that'll work. We'll see. And it looks like we have to actually carve, not just... So, I'm going to, like, take away from subtractive sculpting. Okay, so I got one side right, but not the other side. Give me a second. Okay. I need a front view Reaper. Give me a second. Oh, no, it's a complete V. It's a complete V. Okay. Thanks, Skuna. Now it's a complete V. I just got a front-on view. It's a complete V. So... Okay. Looks like my angle was right the first time. I'm gonna go. You can kind of see what I'm doing. It's a little off. It's a little out of focus, but. Probably gonna end up going towards the middle here. There. There. Close. I'm close. There. That's the curve I want for his face. But now, the hard part is I need that other curve. So I'm gonna cut off cut off the top here. And now I need to make a weird hole. Alright, so I'm going to take my drill again. I'm going to drill out the point right here. I need a... Now this is the smallest drill I can get. Alright. Alright, let's see what this looks like without the hole and everything. Is it too big? It's too big. It's way too big. Way too big. Sorry. Can't really see that. It's way too big. Huh. Only have one shot at this is my problem. So. Okay, I'm going to try to cut out his nose bridge thing. And it's not working. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Problem is I have to like take his whole face off to make this work. Like his whole jawline and everything. I hope the scale looks okay too when I'm done, because otherwise this is gonna look horrible. I should just be sculpting this, but my sculpting skills are kind of non-existent. Okay, so that's the bit that's his nose. It's so small that it's out of there. I should see if I can get this like replicated. Okay, I just gotta trim this up a bit and make it smaller, and then I can use it for the face. Okay. So basically I cut this hole out. Here, let me change the zoom. You don't need to see the photo anymore. So basically I cut out this hole so that it looks... Yeah, I definitely have to get rid of his whole face. You can see that now? Kind of. Yeah, I gotta get rid of the bridge of his nose and everything, so... Yep, bridge of his nose, the whole thing. So he's gonna be a flat-faced moron. Actually looks kind of creepier now. But I basically have to attach this under here and then attach the nose piece on top. So I've got to take this even further. Nope. Or I drop his head. As long as I don't lose this little piece and this piece. Those are the two pieces I need. Yeah, you can kind of see his face in the background too, which is nice. Okay. Yeah, probably a botched nose job. Well, that's what you get for being a, a hired criminal. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to use some sort of green stuff here. Unless I can round that out a little bit. Okay. We're gonna just hope for the best. Okay. Well, we're just gonna hope for the best. I'm gonna zoom in even a little further. There we go. Doesn't look like much, but let's see if we can do this. And actually, I need this gone too. I'm gonna have to file this. Like, I need this gone, this whole thing right here. I need my actual Dremel. Hopefully this works and I don't ruin it. Cross our fingers. Okay. It's as much as I'm going to do with the Dremel. Basically, I need a negative space for that front nose piece to go onto. Okay. Come on, plastic glue. Come out. My plastic glue's stuck. There it goes. It's way better than I thought it would be. That's a good sign. Goddamn face, come here. It doesn't have any 3D look now. It seems very flat, but that's only because it doesn't have the nose part on it yet. It actually looks way better than I thought it would. Like, way better. Thought I'd totally mess this up. Okay, now I have one drop to get this nose part right. And I need tweezers for this. And I'm probably going to need some green stuff for this or something, because it's not going to be perfect. Dang it. Come here. The tiniest part ever. No, don't go into the hole. You just came out of there. God damn it. It went right back into the hole that I cut for it. It's like, no, you don't. It's already starting to melt because it's so small. Come on. so close. It was so close. God damn it. Hopefully this will round out the plastic a little more. It was a little too angular anyway. But I've got to get this right. Okay. I'm just going to put a drop on the end of this. God damn it. The whole thing fell off now. Having the worst time with this. Now he just looks like Pinocchio. I'm working on it. Yeah, it only works if these are aligned. I think that's about all I'm getting. I think that's about as all good I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit some plastic glue on the edge of this to kind of round it out, because I can't do anything else. Wanted to use the other side, but the angle was wrong, so. Alright, all I can do is leave that. It looks freaking weird. But I think I matched it as best I could anyway. So we'll see if I can get it painted correctly and try to fix it up. But let's see how it actually looks. That's the other part too, is I have to green stuff it now to get this in. Because that nose is so far down. I basically have to have him look to the sky. But there he is. There's my Reaper. As weird as he is, let's look at the. Let's actually compare. I'm going to grab the other head from the other chaplain, and we'll see which one we like better. This one might just be a failed attempt to make the head, but we'll see. As if the other one looks better, I'll just keep with that one. Sorry, it's a habit. When I cut out a part, I like to clean it, because I don't know if I'll remember when I finally put it together, so all the parts that are out I know are cleaned. It's dumb. It's a dumb OCD thing, but it saves me time in the end. Yeah, I'll probably have to cut down that chin, but let's see. Nope, that looks too cool. Just the face like that looks too cool compared to this. Yeah, I think it'll look good. You're right. If I cut down the chin, but at this point I have to let it. I actually have to let it dry, like, and settle before I can do that. Well, let's try it. Let's do it anyway. Nope, I cut off too much. Whoops. Nope, it's all gone now. Oh well. I'll have one that looks good, like a regular skull, and then I'll have one that looks like a witch doctor from, or one of those plague doctors from the Black Plague. At least I got the nose right. Let's see what that looks like. Haha, what do you know? I got it. I just didn't need the chin. That's crazy. I never thought of that. Yeah, because when he's on the base. Nope, nope, he looks good, just like that. There he is. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I like this one better. That's funny, cause I'm looking. Yeah, I'm looking at the angle. The angle is so sharp, you can't see his face anyway. That's awesome. Cool. I can't believe I got that done. I'll have to really use the negative space underneath his nose, but... Sorry, there's this little bit right here I gotta clip. But other than that, we're good. Cool. I'm gonna glue that in and I think we're good. That's awesome. I got lucky with that one. The Reaper doesn't have a backpack on, I don't think. So I might just leave this like this without a backpack. We'll see. Give me a second. Nope, no backpack. So yeah, there he is. All done. My Reaper. I could actually trim down the backpack, but I think he's good. He's got 2 guns. He's got his grenades and all his stuff. I think it looks pretty good. Awesome. I'll get him painted and I'll put that in another video.